Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
You need to avoid the hustle culture in order to build a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And yep, you heard me right. Hustle is not gonna help you out. You just soon burn out, and obviously you're not gonna be of any help to anyone. Remember, they say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So yeah, nope, you don't need to sleep 4 hours a day or take cold showers for you to be an entrepreneur that has a business that's profitable and enjoyable. Let me tell you something, man. I know that growing your business is tough. You know, you're cold calling potential clients and you're having them hang up in your face, and you're sending out hundreds of emails without getting so much of a, hey, thanks for reaching out. And you're wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend without generating qualified leads, you know. And sometimes you can actually feel like maybe no one wants to buy what you're selling. And when you have to rely on your business to pay rent and put food on the table, it can put an enormous strain on your emotions, and you're probably terrified of having to give up on your dreams. And maybe if you just return you just think to yourself, maybe if I return to a 9-to-5 job, with a tail tucked between your legs, it could help you have a happier existence, because you can't bring in new clients. And then you looking in your LinkedIn, and then you find people that are saying, go hustle, your dreams are important, yada yada yada, all of that stuff. Let me tell you something, man. You do not need to sleep 4 hours a day or take cold showers to be an entrepreneur. No matter how hard it gets, you can lead a normal and happy life and still be able to build a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And I'm going to show you how. All right. So obviously, if you're trying by all means to, get your business going, I can understand as a coach or entrepreneur, marketing and being online is just one aspect of running a successful business. And it doesn't help that you, come across posts like this on LinkedIn or on your Instagram, and quotes, I woke up at 3 a.m. today. Now I'm going to hit the gym for 4 to 5 hours, and I've already made 10 sales before 9 a.m. My phone was on 3% battery, which let me write 2 pieces of content before it died. I timed it perfectly for right before I got to the office. Oh my God. Yes, I do understand. I show up every single day, with content and everything else, but this is just 30 minutes out of my day that I would have read prior, and I'm just really sitting here, and in the background you might actually hear my little girls popping in into my office while I do my podcast. Do you know what I mean? And the post that I just read to you there is something that I saw on LinkedIn recently. People waking up at 3 a.m., spending 4 to 5 hours in the gym, and they're making 10 sales before 9 a.m. Who are these people selling this stuff to before 9 a.m.? Because I know. I've tried to ring people who owe me money at 8 o'clock, and they're still not up, and they're not picking up their phones. But you probably have seen stuff like this around, and that's what we call the hustle culture. And I know it's a classic BS, where you find with founders, growth hackers, people that call themselves speakers, anyone with buzzwords in their LinkedIn profile, or on Quora, on social media, and you've probably read it, and it makes you feel like crap because you feel like you're not being productive enough. You know something? It's you really need to avoid hustle culture if you want to reach your goals and dreams. Um, the whole killing it, the whole hustle, founder bro, yeah, boy, we're doing it, we're killing it. It's all unfounded. I mean, real business takes a lot of time, money, and effort, and you need to conserve your journey along the way. All those people that are just doing, haphazard work over here and claiming that they're killing it. I want them to show me their bank accounts. I want them to show me their kids. I want them to show me their happy spouses. I want them to show me their happy teams. I would want them to show me, their healthy bodies. I would want them to show me their healthy relationships with those that they absolutely love, because something's gotta give. The ones who claim to wake up at 4 a.m. every day and take cold showers before running to the gym while, drinking a, what do you call that? A protein shake. And all they're doing is just doubling their deadlift PR or personal best. Okay, the ones who apparently squeeze every possible second in their day, hustling away, and obviously your Gary Vaynerchuk's of the world that are hustling every weekend. I used to love that guy, but I just think that maybe some of the stuff that he does is unsustainable. I mean, I say this with love and respect, but have you ever noticed that none of these types of people are ever in good shape? Despite all the time they claim to be spending at the gym, because when somebody tells me they're spending that kind of time at the gym, they should look like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. We should be walking around entrepreneurs that can't even wear suits and just wear t-shirts, and they're just walking around and can't tend their neck because they're so muscular and strong with all the time that they're spending at the gym. They all claim to be sleeping so little and working for about 4 hours. For some, and they're working out for about 4 hours for some reason. And seriously, unless, like I said, you're The Rock preparing to play some role of being a bigger version of The Rock, or you want to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger in some of his movies, you don't need to exercise for 4 hours a day, man. If you just want to design a software, all right? Like, who needs that kind of muscle, when you just want to code? Anyway, like, I don't know, man. Amassing a fortune of maybe, I don't know, 100 million, 85 million, the vast majority of which, we're dominating, or I don't know. Why would you want muscles when you're just a coach? Why would you want muscle when you're just a consultant, man? Can you imagine being marketing professional and you've got muscles all the way here? You distract your clients. When you're in the boardroom and you're presenting, the latest social media craze, they just think you're some influencer who's just looking for an Instagram like. In actuality, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, he actually sleeps a neat 8 hours a day, and he spends his weekends with his wife and family. There's people like Bill Gates. He talks about, his retreats where he goes for weeks and weeks away from the hustle and bustle. And I'm fairly confident the man has, has never taken a cold shower in his life. So where are people getting all this information from? I mean, seriously, show me, your muscles coupled with your bank account. I want to see your financial muscle. I don't want to see you flexing out here and there. Because when I was growing up, I used to be very, very obsessed with having a six-pack. But right now, if I've got my kids on my lap, that's a six-pack enough. And I don't know what it is that you're working towards, you know what I mean? Is it for you to look good on an Instagram photo while your kids are not happy or don't even know who their mom or their father is? Do you know what I mean? The point I'm trying to get across is all of this machismo, you want to call it, at its best isn't obnoxious lie, and at worst is the most harmful advice you could ever come across. I mean, seriously, if you look at my photos, yes, obviously I'm fit. I cycle every weekend. I try to, work out whenever I can, but I'm not in the gym for 4 hours, man. I read for 4 hours. All right. That's different. And I feel like a lot of this let's go mentality is just for Instagram likes. You know what you're doing it for. What I'm doing at 4 a.m. I'm sleeping, man. Do you know what I mean? And I bet the vast majority of talented, productive founders that I've met who are building companies that are way more impactful than these 4 a.m. charlatans, they're not making sales calls at 4 a.m. from an airport security line. They're flying private. And when you fly private, you're sleeping at these obscene hours. And you're not waiting for you to get your token window seat photo to make it look like you're flying private. I'll never forget advice that I got the advice that I got from one of my people that I used to know, and the founder of a world renowned sort of software at the moment. He told me that, hey, Prosper, I finish work daily at 5 p.m. and always get a good night's sleep. I want to get home in time for dinner with my family. What's the point of building a company if you can't spend time with your kids? And at that point, it's no better than working for somebody else. It's still slavery, because what are the values that you're actually trying to achieve? Because at the end of the day, depending on what success means to you, okay, your family and home, is it a success? Your relationships, are they remarkable? Do you write about them? Is your spirituality and your mindset, where are you with that aspect? Where are you with, obviously, yes, your physical health, you're telling us about them times that you are waking up all the time, but science actually says that you need to sleep 8 hours. So for you to have woken up at 4, what time do you need to have gone to bed? You should have gone to bed maybe 4 a.m. or help me out with this one. So 4 a.m. and then you would have gone to bed at 8 p.m. What time are you socializing with your friends? What time are you socializing with your family? Are you reading your kids bedtime stories? Because that's right about the time my kids are going to bed. So anyone who peddles this high productivity nonsense is just trying to get your business by convincing that they are better than you. All right, obviously we gotta work. There's no free lunch or whatever it is, but if you've identified your target market, if you've clarified your message, and you've determined what media you're going to be using to reach out to them, and then you turn all of those prospects into leads who buy from you, you might actually just need maybe under 10 customers for you to actually live, a profitable existence. And if you then want to grow that, you then put systems in place. You can listen to some of our podcasts that talk about systems, etc., etc. Everybody who's telling you about this hustle mentality is just trying to make you feel bad about living a normal, happy, and enlightened life. Ask them the next time that they're peddling this information, what are they doing about maybe their finances? What are they doing about the fun and social activities that help them actually connect with more customers and be of more impact? You need to engage with audiences. And how are you going to do that when you're just lifting heavy things at the gym? And I just peddle that as snake oil salespeople. Show me your results. Show me your happy family. Don't show me your Lamborghini, because that can be rented. I want to see you consistently with your happy kids, with your your happy team, or your family, or whoever it is. That for me is what I view as success. So you don't need to work like a maniac or waste your life away to be successful. And I'm saying this with utmost love and respect. It depends on your own definition of the word success itself. Because if you're solving interesting and real world problems and you're being authentic, the rest will take care of itself. There's no point in you waking up at 4 a.m. because no one is out there that you can validate your case with, unless maybe you're starting and maybe you've got another job to go to. Maybe we don't know. Maybe that's what these people are doing. And if you are actually working good enough and you actually have a business, because a business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. So if you're out there at 4, maybe something in your system is broken. Maybe you're not automating any of your stuff. Maybe you're not outsourcing enough. Because most of our clients at Live Long Digital are smart founders who realize that they probably shouldn't be writing their own content, tweaking their own websites, or putting stuff out there at 6 in the morning. They just outsource it to people who can do it cheaper, better, faster, like us at Live Long Digital. So when somebody says they've already done all this stuff at like 6 a.m., I just feel like they can't afford to hire a VA. And VAs are like a dime a dozen these days. So, bro, what's the hustle all about? And I believe you need to focus on what's really important. There's nothing in the world more important than family. Obviously, yes, if you can't have a family, but you still can do something for other human beings, because we're here to live, we're here to learn, and we're here to contribute. All right. And I believe the year 2020 really showed us that we can literally slow down to zero and still be absolutely beautiful human beings without the hustle and bustle of running around, etc., etc. That should have been a learning curve for you, to show you that all this running around is for nothing. Okay, you want to focus on what's really important, and you should never compromise on the people that love you. All right. You see, I'm really encouraging you to avoid the hustle culture and really create a business that's profitable and enjoyable, just simply because at the end of the day, you're going to burn yourself out before people have even heard of your worth. And it's very difficult for you to then come back on the scene, because you only have one opportunity to make a lasting impression. Okay. Just to humor you, yesterday I posted about this hustle culture and the dangers of falling into this mindset, and I noticed a lot of people responded back. I received a response from people that made me realize that this is an actual problem. It is an actual pandemic that affects all of us, even if we don't know all about it. Okay. And as coaches, consultants, and small business owners, especially those that are trying to make a name for themselves within their industry, it is very important for you to understand the dangers of this hustle culture and know when it's actually consuming your life, because your dreams are not the problem. The way the hustle culture has been brought to us and how to reach them is, okay? Nobody has written your timeline that at 18 you're supposed to have done this, at 20 you're supposed to have achieved so-and-so, or at 50 that's when you get married, or whatever timeline people impose on you. You need to have figured out what you want in your life and how you want to approach it, because the dangers of hustling is what is causing a lot of graveyards in the entrepreneurial realm. And this hustle culture and burnout is what is going to help other people not achieve their dreams. Okay, because I'm just saying this with utmost love and respect. I want you to create a business that's profitable and enjoyable, and I want you to stand the taste of time, and I don't want you to run out of steam just because you're running a marathon and you've expended all your energy on the grind 24/7. What happens when the message actually resonates with your audience and you're not there to help them with whatever it is that you help them with, or to solve their problems? Okay, so you've heard what I've been talking about, or you've probably seen some of the posts that say good things come to those who hustle, or my dream is worth more than my sleep. Talk to your doctor first and see if you are allowed to post that on your Instagram. Okay, and the one that the one that got me all rallied up, to talk about it on this podcast is hustle like a woman who doesn't need help from anyone, or hustle like you are a man that's a self-made man. No one is ever self-made. Anyone who tells you that they're self-made, ask them about their mom, ask them about their wife, ask them about their kids. There's times when I'm just sitting in my office and I'm crying because things are not working out, and my little girl just shows up with her toy, and then she does what she knows best, just gives me a hug, and everything just gets back to, I start having clarity. So at the end of the day, just cringe when you see all of these posts. And actual fact, I advise you to just unfollow people that are bringing about this hustle mentality, because hustle culture is the idea that in order for you to get what you want and reach what you dream, you have to grind 24/7. Even God took a break. Didn't he work for 6 days and then he took the seventh day off? It's often framed in a way that makes you feel very guilty, when you are taking care of yourself, or maybe when you take a break, or when you're not working day and night. It's just guilting you into using, the internet. And the more you use the internet, guess what? The more money they actually make. Think about it. Usually people that tell you to hustle 24/7, they usually have a software that you have to be using 24/7, because if you're on Facebook 24/7, then you're giving them information that they're going to be able to sell to the advertisers. So just have a look at what that hustle culture actually means and who is perpetuating it, because they might have a hidden agenda behind the scenes there. Because if you don't take you time, you're not going to obviously do well. Okay, and if you don't do well, if you don't feel well, you can't do well. So you time is very important. All things that are essential for productivity and longevity, to be able to work in a way that actually helps you reach your goals, start from you relaxing and having your brain reset every single night. All right. The hustle mentality is there to just give you an idea that if you're not busy all the time, you're not working hard enough, which is so far away from the truth. Gone are the days where you need to show up, and represent your worth with the amount of hours that you have worked. These days, you can literally just show up for 30 minutes like I've done today, and literally create a business that's profitable and enjoyable, because this podcast is now going to be used as a blog, and you're probably going to listen to it today, and everybody else who's on our mailing list is going to listen to it. I just froze 30 minutes out of a day, and then I'm going to spend, it's actually a nice day today, I'm actually going to go and find out what my kids are up to, and maybe we can go and take a walk or something like that, so we can rekindle our relationship. Because if you're not outworking everyone around you, you're not going to reach your full potential and meet your goals. That's what they tell you. But you can actually reach your goals by literally not being at your table. You know how many times I've actually received payments from my clients while I'm out playing with my kids? And it has actually made me think that the more I'm sitting on my computer here, I'm blocking money coming through. Just look at it. Look at the times when you actually receive money from your clients, when you send out invoices, where you would be. Do more of that. All right? Because a lot of people don't tell you that stuff. Maybe you're out there with your parents or with your mom or with your wife, and whenever you receive money, look at that instance and do more of that, because maybe the universe is trying to tell you something. All right. So you need to take all these breaks. I want to tell you something with utmost love and respect. You are not lazy. All right. You're not weak. All right. If you're not showing up every single day hustling, what you can do is you can actually work smarter, not harder. All right. Leverage yourself, leverage your voice, leverage your message. Um, and just to put it bluntly, I don't think I've ever said this on my podcast, but hustle culture is bullshit. The only person you should be competing with is who you were yesterday. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you're gonna burn out. And if you're not going to be able to compete with anyone, I mean, when you burn out, you're not gonna be able to compete with anyone, let alone yourself. All right. So it's time to cancel hustle culture. We are canceling the right things that are supposed to be happening in the world, and we're glorifying things that are not meant to be happening. I'm gonna put out a disclaimer, because I'm no stranger to this hustle culture and how failing to hustle, how falling into the hustle mentality can negatively impact a person. I remember times when I was showing up every single time on Facebook when they had that live feature. I would want to be there every single day, and and it actually ruined my relationship at some point, because I had made sure that I'm available at 2 p.m. AEST, and I wanted that to be my brand. Now, can you imagine? We had just had our little girl. And obviously, if she was crying or whatever, I'd be so mad at my wife. And I'm like, can't you look after her? I told you, I have to do this at 2. But to try and find every one of the people that were showing up at my live and liking and commenting my stuff, I don't see them around. I want to be very clear here. You will be more successful, more productive, and a better business owner, partner, friend, and overall person if you take care of you first. All right. Have you ever been on a flight and then they've told you that if you want to be useful in case of an emergency, put on your mask first? All right. And then you can help others. All right. You can't give others if you haven't given off of yourself first. You can't give off what you don't have. So, yes, we understand that working hard is important, but what's more important is not falling into this false narrative that if you're not working hard all the time, you're failing. All right. I really want that you're winning. I really want that you're taking good care of yourself and those that are around you, and you're building a business that's actually profitable and enjoyable, because taking care of you, so you've got more to give to your dreams, to your customers, and helps you stay in love with those with those you love and your dreams, and it actually helps you stay driven to reach your goals, and you keep your passion burning in your soul because you still have energy to execute the next day. When you get to a point of burnout, we often start resenting the very things that cause that burnout, usually our work. And you don't want to be the person that's not loving what you're doing, because this is a journey. You're going to be in it for the long haul. All right. There's no way you're going to start a business that's profitable and enjoyable and hope to get results in 5 years. Your passion and your dreams are not the problem. And, it's who you're listening to and that hustle mentality that is causing you to not achieve your goals. So if I was you, I'd do things my way. All right. If you've listened up to here, just try this advice out and see if it works for you. All right. And if it doesn't, go ahead and hustle your butt off. I'm proud of you for finding what works for you, but don't squash the warning signs of burnout in the name of believing that if you don't hustle anymore, you're not doing enough. Instead of hustling, work hard, be humble, take breaks, and lean on others. Like, seriously, you get further and truly love what you're doing more than the people that who claim they're humans, who are wired to hustle 100% of the time. Those aren't people, they're robots. And the last time I checked, we're all human. I tell you something, go be a human, take a break or two, take a Kit Kat, do something that you absolutely love, and go out there and follow those dreams. I can't wait to celebrate your success. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au